All right, welcome everyone. It is SummerSlam time, the biggest party of the summer, and we are here. It is West Coast Pop to give you your predictions, our predictions, to get your predictions for the biggest party of the summer here. We got Tribal Combat, we got MMA rules, and we have some matches that were left off the card. We're going to talk about it all, and we want your opinions. And if you're not watching live, please leave comments because we do read them and we do respond. Mr. All Power, thank you for joining, and everyone else, join in, make comments, make yourself known, make your predictions known, because we're very curious as this card was fleshed out and then flushed out again. We'll talk about it. Knock is with me here. Knock, how are you doing?
Your boy is doing good, man. Just cooking in this LA weather. But hey, SummerSlam is upon us, and if you guys have watched the channel, you put some cars in there. You put Tribal Combat in the family. You know you're speaking my language. SummerSlam is upon us. I'm excited, man. Fast Family is out here.
Dom Toretto is in the thumbnail, of course. That's what it is. It is what it is. Get your match predictions mindset going here. We're going to get into it, but we're going to talk about some matches that did not make the cut. First of all, we're going to talk about some issues with that, and we'll get into it. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about any kind of surprises that we expect during the SummerSlam pay-per-view. Quick note, Vince McMahon is out with back surgery, subpoenas, people going through his stuff. He's got a lot going on, so he has nothing to do with SummerSlam. He has nothing to do with Raw or SmackDown in the coming weeks. Knock, any thoughts about that and your excitement for SummerSlam?
Real convenient. Real convenient. You know, your boy gets the back problems, gets out on medical leave as soon as his subpoenas hit. And we're just finding about it now. I think it happened sometime in July. Hey, unless they find something, unless they do anything else, any charges get thrown, unless that happens, I don't see this really. This is going to get swept under the rug.
I think it is too. Like I told you guys in the chat, it's going to be a freaking banana peel on the sidewalk that takes out Vince, not the cord. But where is Eric, Mr. All Power asked? Don't worry. Eric's predictions are here. We have been communicating with him. He is off doing some very important things. He is in a meeting right now. So he has his predictions in before he went into that meeting. Knock has them. We're going to read them as we go through the predictions. So let us know if you agree with Eric. Let us know if you agree with myself or Knock. And of course, if you differ, we want to know your opinions. We miss him too, but he's doing all right. And the CEO is doing big things. So we're happy for you, Eric. Wherever you're out there, we're here for you when you come back.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into it really quick here. Matches that did not make the card here. Women's tag teams and men's tag teams. The men's is basically because Kevin Owens is injured. This is the rumored matchup right here against DIY. Supposed to be a big return. And then the women's, again, I think these things are cursed, and I don't think they take them too seriously, as you can see as they jobbed out to the people that were in the women's main event at SummerSlam last week on SmackDown.
Yeah, I just don't get it, man. Like, the momentum getting built by a lot of your people and just not getting naturally over. I appreciate them not wanting to make the pay-per-view too long, but when you have a world champion, they have to be on the card.
Definitely. I'm actually okay with the tag matches not being on here. One, because I like some belts being important on the shows. And also, if this was the rumored card for the men's tag match, build up more because you know they're going to take the tag belts right off of Sammy and KO.
Yeah. I can see that. Here's my issue with not having the belts in there too. Who asked for this Slim Jim Jabroni Battle Royale? It's going to take up, 30 minutes? We didn't need this. I love LA Knight, but there's another way we could have got him over.
Oh, I don't think he's going over. We'll get into that too. Noob, how you doing? Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. Oh, that really, Knock. I got some theories on that, but we'll get into that. We got more matches. This match, the U.S. Championship not being on the main card. We have a mid-card title with Gunther and the IC title, but this match is taking place August 11th on SmackDown. Are you okay with this, or do you think this is one that should be on the main card?
I'm fine with it because here's my thing. The belt should be on there, but there's no hot story right now. Theory's been champion for who knows what, beat Cena at Mania, and nobody cares. Nobody cares about this reign.
That's right. Nobody cares about Cena. That is very true. If you look at the Rotten Tomato scores of his new movie, Jackie Chan, we love you. Hope Ninja Turtles does well. But Cena, you are rotten to the core. I'm sorry. Go on, Knock.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my Fast and Furious stuff in. Zach is gonna get his Cena hate in, of course. But Theory's title reign's been in the mud. I hope Santos takes the belt off him. He needs a nice run. Santos can, defend the belt maybe every week, bring him out the U.S. Open Challenge, and just have some good matches. I can see him maybe building a match against Mysterio. I know they fought
Yeah.
last week. Mysterio might have got injured in real life, but
Yeah.
I'd love to see them continue that.
I do too. Theory does kind of suck right now. I like the stuff that they did with him just sitting by himself, having no friends, and Michael Cole even making fun of him. There's ways to build him back up, and I think TV, not PLEs, is the way to do it. All right, let's get into the real one here that kind of hit everyone. She did a photo shoot for this pay-per-view here, as a lot of other superstars did in WWE. Kind of cool stuff here, kind of reminiscent more of Tokyo Drift, wouldn't you say, Mr. Fast and Furious?
I know she would have had a really cool entrance, man. That's what bugs me too.
Yeah, cool car, by the way, too. He's good on TV like 70% of the time. Just those 30% where he doesn't, he just feels empty. All right, but this is not making the cut here. Trish versus Becky. So basically, the feeling behind this is because time constraints. They don't want to shorten this match, even though this match was held off for months, so it could build up to this and culminate at SummerSlam. But now it is being held off for another like 2 weeks, I think, or another week for it being in Winnipeg on a Raw, where Trish could possibly even get cheered. I don't see them turning Becky heel. If this does, it is actually going to happen a week from Monday. I do believe this has to go almost half an hour. You got to push it, and you got to go over half an hour with these two women. We'll talk about TK. Internet, I know you love praising him for putting women in the main event at the 200th episode of Dynamite last night. But again, that was one match, and it was a very wasn't that long. But great job to Toni Storm and Shida, the new champ. They really knocked it out of the park on that match. With the time constraints, this match has to be given a little bit more love than that. If this is getting moved from SummerSlam, we're supposed to go to a Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I completely hate this decision. Even building Becky and Trish since Mania, since we were at Mania in April, this months of story, adding Zoe Stark into the mix. This is a really big moment for them both. And look at this. Last time Trish was at SummerSlam, I believe it was her match against Charlotte. You wouldn't have cut Charlotte. We noticed Charlotte would have never been in this position. So it's just incredibly disrespectful to cut, a Hall of Famer, WrestleMania main event winner in Becky. I think she main event maybe twice now at this point. But it's just criminal, man. It really bugs me. And it's like a random Raw in Winnipeg is gonna be pretty forgettable.
It is. And then if you do anything big to make that Raw not forgettable, then it overshadows this match.
Yeah. So I think they missed out on this. And I'll keep saying it. We did not need this BS Slim Jim Battle Royale that no one is going to care about. Unless it's the Royal Rumble, no one's going to care about it. It's not going to last. Look at the Andre Giant Battle Royal at Mania. This one, listen, Andre Giant Battle Royal Memorial has a better ring to it than the Slim Jim Battle Royal winner.
This is supposedly a huge money deal with Slim Jim. Probably, I think
is.
it's the biggest one in WWE history. So you can snap into it for a long time coming. I do agree with you, and we'll get into it when we get to that match. But with women's wrestling and stuff going on, I do believe the two big promotions, AEW and WWE, are starting to get a little tone deaf, especially Tony Khan pivoting and making the main event the women's match this week because the cameraman caught a sign, and Triple H should just know better, especially with Vince not tugging at him. But now that Vince is all locked up in his retirement home, fixing his back, I think this is a tone deaf move by Triple H.
Yeah, it is. And then they're all voicing their opinions. I know. I hope there's maybe something going on backstage where they can get the match put on, like Zach, you had hinted to me. But yeah, it's a few steps. It's a lot of steps forward for the women's wrestling, but it's taking a lot of steps back as we're seeing now these last few months.
Yep. And as we say in the channel multiple times, check out Impact Wrestling, and wow, there you go for your women's wrestling.
Sure.
And on a side note, Camille is taking over for Charlotte in the Mildred Burke movie, and someone else is taking over from Liv Morgan, who is in AEW, and I forgot who that is. So just on a side note,
they pulled him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think I did see that. I think Camille I saw. I think there's someone else from AEW you mentioned. Maybe Ruby. I could be wrong.
No, someone else, but maybe Toni Storm, actually. But yeah. All right, Eric, we'll be having his predictions, and Knock has them on hand. He is in a meeting right now with members of the Justice League, and quite the bunch it is. So, Knock, you ready to get into the predictions? Chad, are you ready to get into the predictions?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go here. Match number 1. This is going on first because he is trying to make his brothers fight right after the match. I don't know how short or long it's going to be based on that, but they already have private jets waiting for him, and it is going to be Ricochet and Logan Paul.
Yeah, this is going to go 10 minutes max, in my opinion. It's going to be just a spot fest doing the crazy stuff. Maybe the both do the springboard to the middle like they did in Rumble, I believe it was. I think it has to be. If Logan was to get his first win in WWE, it would be against Ricochet because they kind of devalue him a lot. Like Ricochet's just there for the big spot and then to put somebody over. I'm not going to pick him, though. I'm going Ricochet. And I hope he gets his nice victory over Logan Paul, which would be a big win for him, too, because Logan Paul, it's a crossover appeal.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Logan Paul on this one, actually, because, and like I said, he does need a win. And I think it's going to lead into him flying to see his brother get a loss. I think Ricochet, this is a big spotlight for him. And I think that's kind of the reward. And he's going to move on to better mid-title stuff after this.
Yeah. Where is he flying from? Detroit to, I guess, the fights in Vegas, probably?
I guess. I heard a group full of preppy guys in Beverly Hills talk about the odds and how they're going to bet on him. So that's the Paul brothers crowd.
Yeah. And speaking of the CEO, Eric, even though he says he's a P-boy, he loves flaunting that. He picked Ricochet for the victory.
Okay. All right, we got Toon Ricochet, Logan Paul for me. Let us know who you have in the chat. And if you're not watching this live, leave comments. We will check them out. Next up, this match is reportedly getting added either on SmackDown or the day of, and it's going to be more of a surprise thing and adding to the card. This, I do believe, is being added late. So it is a match that is added. So the Women's World Heavyweight Championship is defended at the pay-per-view, but also this can lead into the next pay-per-view, which is Payback, and it doesn't seem as WrestleMania Backlash-ish, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. If this does happen, like you've been saying, it's gonna be a short match, but it's gonna be Rhea all the way. I don't see her losing the belt until maybe next year's Mania, which I think she might even retain.
Wow. Okay. Air Percy saying Raquel is injured. Let us know. I didn't know if it was real or not. I do believe this is going to be some kind of squash match with something involving Dominic, and then that can lead to something for Payback. But I do believe this is going to be a squash match. Rhea going over Raquel, leading into Payback. So, I mean, the Trish and Becky match isn't even happening at Payback, so they need something big.
Yeah.
All right. Eric has Rhea, I do believe.
Eric, our CEO, he did pick Ricochet, but he has Rhea Ripley going with the world champion herself.
Okay. All right, next match, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. This match was supposed to have a stipulation, but they said, you know what? This rubber match between these two huge names in our business doesn't need one. Knock, who do you have in this one?
It's got to be... this is rather tie where, Brock is, I'll do SummerSlam. I'm going to take a break after this. So it's going to be Cody with a big one, get some momentum. The thing for me here is, where's Cody going afterwards? Because he's gonna get some big momentum beating Brock in a 2 out of 3 series they've been having.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he go after this to get him to the Rumble to get him to Mania next year? So that in between after this is gonna be really important. But I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes for the clean victory.
Okay, I agree. Cody Rhodes clean victory. Maybe we'll talk about that at the very end. Because his Peacock documentary is out, and that thing is being put all over the place. So, yeah, who's the CEO have in this one?
He's going to rock with his boy. He's been there for his favorite match of all time is Cody versus Dustin, AEW Double or Nothing 2019, and Cody's been his guy since day one. So he's going with Cody over Brock.
All right, that's 3 for Cody. Let us know who you have. And I thought maybe Dustin would be part of Cody's story going into WrestleMania 40, where I do believe Roman's going to get the belt taken off, but he's under contract until September 2024.
Oh shit, really?
Yes. They're doing the whole, I think, injury thing and making his contract go longer. But yeah, 2024.
Yeah, I guarantee you after that, Dustin's going to the Hall of Fame that following year.
I do believe so. And I would say no, Cody should not go back to AEW.
I'd say yes. Well, once this dies down a bit, once he gets the world title, we'll see after a bit. I think it would be cool to see him jump back. And it'd be like Jon Snow. When Jon Snow joined the Night's Watch, he couldn't leave the Night's Watch unless he died. Then he died. His watch is ended. So he'd go back. He can win the world championship because he already left. His watch is ended. So he's a main eventer.
All right. All right, get yours, Cody, and then go do whatever you want, I guess. All right, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. This match could go either way because you got Damian Priest lurking in the background with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Seth Rollins also talking about a nagging back injury and another injury too. That at his age, if he wants a longer career, at least for the next 10 years, he might need to get taken care of. So I'm up in the air on this one.
I'm up in the air too, but I seen someone put out a tweet about or not a tweet, sorry, an X, put out an X post of Seth Rollins' his wrestling gear, and on the bottom said 70-year bitch. I think Finn's got a way back. I think he can take that disrespect. I think he got the victory.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Finn on this one because the better storytelling, if they want this to be their next bloodline going over, because I don't know exactly how much more, we'll talk about the bloodline, how much more they can really like dive in before it gets too watered down before Mania. I do believe Finn and Damian Priest with the briefcase is the better story for the next 5 months.
Yeah, but it's gonna be tough moving Seth out of that main event picture unless he wants time off. I mean, maybe he'll do some. Well, actually, he wouldn't do press anymore for Cody for Captain America, but I think he could use some time off. I think Finn Balor for the victory.
Yeah, I do too. He's doing great work. Cody and Brandy keep saying it was personal issues why they left. Wonder what happened. I don't know, but the Elite stayed.
And then as far as Eric, I don't think he put one for this one. I think Eric is a Bullet Club guy. I think he'll go with Finn Balor.
Finn Balor too. All right, let us know. Seth is doing a great job with the title, but I do believe the better storyline is with Damian Priest and Judgment Day.
I think so. And in case you guys are wondering, jump in the chat, give us your predictions. Even leave it on the comment afterwards. Our prediction championship is on the line. Eric has been stripped effective immediately. We will have a new champion no matter what.
All right, you heard it. You can be our champion. Hit those comments up. Next up, this one, MMA Rules. Did you watch the video package? It was phenomenal. It was better than months and months of buildup for most of these matches. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. I do believe if they give them time and let them do the match their way, this could be one hell of a swan song for Ronda.
It can be. It makes you question why we waited so long to do this match. It makes you question why we didn't try stuff different with Ronda. We try to put her in this box and make her try to talk, and she clearly couldn't do the mic skills and stuff like that, and it didn't connect well. If we did more stuff like this, where it's a little more grounded, a little more gritty, I think we could have kept that momentum Ronda had when she came in on her first run, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think after this match, people, when Ronda leaves, and she might leave for good this time, I think people are gonna be on the Twitter, all the online saying, "Well, can't wait till she comes back. Maybe she'll come back. Hope she comes back." I think it's gonna happen because this match is gonna be really good. They're gonna kill it. Shayna for the victory, though.
I agree. Shayna for the victory, and this is. It sucks everything was so rushed, especially with the tag titles and everything like that. It was just weird injury stuff, then other people getting injured, and it was weird pivots. But I'm fine with this on a big stage. Ronda going out with her best friend after that awesome video package. If you haven't watched it from last week's SmackDown, it was so good. Just watch it. It's really, 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 really good.
Yeah, they're really solid stuff, man. And Shayna, this is the most important match I think she's had since her NXT days, I think.
Yeah, I agree, and I think she's more fluid now, and it's going to be something very special seeing her go forward to a women's championship. And Mr. All Power says Shayna and Finn. Who does the CEO have in this match?
Our CEO Eric, who just recently got stripped of his belt, is going with Shayna the Bedazzler Baszler in his words.
Okay. All right. Well, they're both bedazzling those eyes right there. Noob has Shayna winning. I think everyone is just excited for a Shayna push. And I will say this, if Rhea's going to have the title until Mania, like you said, Knock, I think Shayna's the match.
Yeah. There's a lot of different places you can go there, but you got to start building Shayna up. I don't think you should give her the title shot right away because I don't think she'd win and it'll just be a little rushed. Build her up, maybe have her have a strong presence in the Rumble, and we can see after that what it looks like.
Nice. That's a good call. All right, next up, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre, who just returned. A lot of dirt sheet stuff online regarding Drew McIntyre's absence and his future presence in WWE. Are you excited for this match?
I'm very excited for it. It's going to be hard-hitting. It's going to be some bruised chests, maybe some blood, but I'm going to go with Gunther because I think he will break the record. The perfect person to beat right now at SummerSlam is Drew, who just came back. One person who's omitted from the SummerSlam pay-per-view who recently spoke out about being frustrated because he had some organic momentum built up. That's Sheamus, who had a big match at Clash of the Castle. They
Yep.
went nowhere with him. Then he had a match at Mania, which people love, that triple threat. People love that triple threat. Did nothing with him again. So he's a little frustrated. But for this match, the singles match, I think Gunther.
I'm gonna go same. I do believe he's gonna take out Honky's record. I think it'd be funny watching you react if he gets like a day short.
I'd be furious. Oh man, I'd be furious.
Noob says Gunther is winning, and Mr. Allpower says Gunther by a squash. Mr. Allpower, do you think Drew is like leaving? That's a man. That's a big move right there. I'm excited for the match. All right, let's get into the match everyone's looking forward to. Snap into it. It's the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royale. We only know of 2 competitors. They're facing off on Friday night SmackDown. LA Knight, yeah, and Sheamus, who you just talked about here. We have a few more that are rumored in there, but we don't know who's going to be in there, and this is all we know. People wanting LA Knight's push. WWE set to push him, but may not be ready yet. Who do you have winning this?
I know you said you might have somebody else, but why else put a battle royal to not have LA Knight win? That'd be insane. Everyone thought he was gonna win the Money in the Bank. Then you had him, have that moment, and people were disappointed. But we're fine because Damian won, who deserved it. But this one, Sheamus doesn't need a Slim Jim battle royal winning. He won the Royal Rumble. Sheamus is a multi-time world champion. And who else is in this match? We don't know yet. We don't know.
Grayson Waller is rumored to be in it. And I forgot there's one other person who mentioned something on social media. So
if it was Grayson Waller who would win, I think he could do some good stuff with it. He's growing on me. I didn't like him in NXT, but he's growing on me. He is a little entertaining. But it has to be LA Knight, in my opinion.
Okay. So if the women offer this, they did. This is kickoff show stuff right here. I'm sorry to say it. You can find some people from NXT and bring them up and just make it a 15 to 20 man person, or you could have made this a women's ordeal too.
100%.
Just my opinion. You kind of make up for stuff on there. Noob says is absolutely LA Knight winning. Yeah, let me talk to you. His merch sales are. He's got 3 of the top 5 merch spots right now in WWE.
And that's great because I want to mention again how Impact was ahead of their time. This man's been doing this for years. Everyone acting like they're brand new to this. They're trying to say he always copying The Rock, copying the Stone Cold. No, you didn't watch Impact Wrestling from, I would say, 2010 to 2018 when he was there. He was killing it. He was on the scene. He debuted with Drew McIntyre in a faction. Go back and watch the archives. Impact Plus is right there. Zach told me about Samsung Plus. Go watch it there for free. Impact is the most influential pro wrestling company of all time, and you see it everywhere we look. I got my piece off. Thank you, man.
All right, no problem. All right, Impact aside, I do believe Grayson Waller is winning this, and LA Knight is not winning this. Why? Because it's WWE. My theory about this came before the Vince McMahon news that he is going to be not really involved in creative for like the next week or 2 or month or whatever it's going to be. Basically, I do believe that they're listening to people online and it's WWE, so they go against the grain on it. It's like when they do someone in their hometown, opposite what you said when Soraya's going to win the belt from Shida at All In, like Tony Khan likes the homecoming. WWE's like anti that. I figure that's with him, with LA Knight and Grayson Waller online. They're going to listen to that and say, nope, we're not ready to push LA Knight because you want us to. And they might have a game plan, but they're not going to do it just yet. And I think they can rely on him and push someone else with the Battle Royal. I think that's their thinking. And it's going to be Grayson Waller because of what he's been doing online with The Rock. I do not think The Rock is showing up. I will talk about this at the end of the paper, the stream here. Grayson Waller talking smack with The Rock and going back and forth is going to get people thinking if Grayson Waller wins, The Rock is coming out. People are going to get their phones out, start tweeting, and start going viral with it and hoping The Rock is coming out. This is going to go back to how Logan Paul is being used. And I do believe that Logan Paul is going to stream the entire match on his social media. I think that's going to happen. Gets eyes on it. I do believe Grayson Waller is going to win this.
I think you're right. I think, well, I'm not for Grayson Waller, but I think you're right about Logan Paul streaming his match. Because, I mean, that'd be good content to stream your match and do the whole jet fly to your brother's boxing match. Uh, but WWE, man, you got to get it right with LA Knight, man.
Yeah, and Mr. Alper makes a good point. Miro, Bryan Danielson, now LA Knight. Strike when the iron is hot. You don't have to put them in a title match. Just write good stories. You got to write from people.
See, that's the thing. Like again, you're not saying, oh, just make W champ because he was hot for a month, but you're seeing this trend. You're seeing him putting the work in. I think would it have hurt to give him the U.S. title? He would have elevated it for sure.
Yeah,
it's been kind of dead for months now.
I agree, 100%.
Who did Theory even beat for the title? Now that I think about it, I don't even know who was champion before him.
Crap, I can't figure it out. Let us know in the chats if you know, because we totally forgot. That's Theory's run.
Yeah.
And so what happens when you talk about Cena too much? It buries the good and all the accomplishments that you can do. Jackie Chan, I hope Turtles does really well. I really do. I feel so bad for Jackie Chan with that 17% Rotten Tomatoes score. Oh, John Cena. All right, that is the Battle Royale. What a kickoff show. I don't think it's going to be a half an hour. I do believe they're going to be doing all but 4 of the entrances, and this is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes long. It's going to be before the main event.
It has to be. But at that point, what's the point of doing that, man?
Exactly. All right. The women's main event right here. Bianca Belair and Charlotte going after Asuka's title. Knock, are you excited for this, and where do you see it going?
I'm excited for this. Asuka, she hasn't really been getting all the opportunity. Again, another title reign where she doesn't seem to be the focus, which sucks. So I'm hoping she comes out here and just shows everybody how truly talented she is, because she really is one of the best in the world. But Bianca, Charlotte, I think the first time I've seen them interact since the NXT days. I don't think that I've seen them really have a match. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out as well. But there's also Io Sky hanging in the wings. So I'm going to go with a wild card here. I'm going to go with Io Sky to take the belt off Asuka.
Oh, okay. You think the cash-in is happening at SummerSlam?
I think so. They don't usually wait that long to cash in with the women. It's usually over by now. But I think SummerSlam is a big night to do it.
Okay. I just hope it's not wasted. I know the Bloodline sells. I just wish that this match was main eventing SummerSlam, just because I feel that there's more. But again, this match, in my opinion, is going to lead to Payback. So we have 2 women's matches leading into Payback. Who does the CEO have for this one before I get into mine?
The CEO, Eric, man, he likes his women's wrestling, but he is going with the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, to retain.
All right, Mr. All Power says Io Sky. I have a new, different take on this. This match is going to go into Payback for Bianca and Charlotte. It is going to be more of, they're not going to say it, but this is going to be Bianca's story. I don't know if it's going to tie into the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley and possibly either Trick or Mello. We'll see what happens with that. But I do believe that's going into their Payback. It's going to be an unspoken of Cody's story version of Bianca, I think, going into next WrestleMania. They're just not saying it because Cody has that going on. It's kind of like stealing someone's catchphrase. And Io comes out, but Bayley does not want Io to cash in. We get that tension. And she's going to recruit Cora Jade, who recently walked out of the NXT locker room this Tuesday on NXT.
Oh, wow.
And Cora Jade will be the new member of Damage Control since Dakota Kai is out with an injury.
That is true. And they like to replace people when injuries come up. And I wonder where the story would have went. That is interesting. And, Bayley and Cora Jade do have a not a history in wrestling, but they train a lot together. And obviously, Bayley might have been an influence as well.
Okay. Eric Percy Carter says Bianca turns heel. Would you like to see that, Knock?
No, just give her more of an edge. Let her talk. She has to be the cookie cutter baby face with the promos.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think we had this conversation before. Bianca's just too good as a face. Good for the community. Good for the kids. I think she's just too good, too marketable.
I agree. Charlotte has been undefeated at SummerSlam. It's time for her to be defeated.
Hey, she's not the Undertaker. She don't need her to get all these victories.
That's right.
You're right.
Noob, a huge Asuka fan, says Asuka's winning because wrestling fans and wrestling media are bashing on Asuka's title run for the past 5 years. This has been the thing. So Asuka's winning here to shut everyone up. I do believe Asuka's going to hold the belt for a while. I think Triple H really, really loves Asuka. You can see what he did with her in NXT. I think she's okay here with the title.
I think so too. It's surprising enough, like a lot of the guys Triple H liked in NXT, we're not seeing shine too much on the main roster.
That is true. Enter the way. We'll get into this, Noob. I got that coming up at the end. So that's a good comment there from Noob right there. Mr. All Power, Bobby Roode might return to the battle. Oh, that'd be a cool one. I'd take that.
Man, he's been gone for so long. I hope he can make a. If I hear glorious, that'd be a good time for SummerSlam.
I agree. And maybe Biggie. I say you say Biggie. Biggie's a big ending to Raw or another pay per view.
Yeah.
And I think the New Day's coming back all as one. All right. Let's get into it. Tribal Combat. Jay, Roman, Solo, and Paul next to Roman Reigns. Jay all by himself. Main event Jay. What's going on with this match? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for the Bloodline story to get to that next chapter?
It has to, and I'm very curious where it goes from here. Because do you think Solo turns on Roman here? I mean, that's your cousin, but Jay's your brother. Jimmy's out with storyline injury, I believe. That's why he's missing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe for a second Jay's going to win. I'm not going to go that far, but there has to be something to spice it up to make me think he might win or to give Roman the edge somehow. Because I think Jay will have the edge no matter what. He'll look dominant, but Roman's going to sneak it out some way.
Okay. Who does Eric have in this one?
Your boy Eric stepped to the plate, and with his money in the line, he picked Roman Reigns to retain the world title and the mantle of Tribal Chief.
That's true. Both are on the line. Air Percy Carr says SummerSlam always has big returns. What if this isn't a big return? What if this is the start of two bloodlines?
Oh, a complete split.
I'm talking red and white NWO. You have Roman's faction with Solo Paul and some new people coming out. Yeah, Jimmy could even turn, which I don't see, but I mean, that'd be kind of weird. Like you always get me beat up, but then you go with the guy that beats you up. But what if you see it? What if Roman hires some new people on there, other family members?
Let's take a look here. Who knows the current whereabouts of a Jacob Fatu? Where's he been at? Because if he's in the win, that'd be a heck of a get to join in and jump. Imagine him tagging with Solo, him on Roman's side.
Okay, Jacob Fatu has like the mid-card title in MLW right now, but as you pointed out before on streams, MLW is months behind.
Yeah.
Like, they're celebrating Christmas right now on one of their shows. Like it is months behind. So who knows what Jacob Fatu's deal is. Richard Holiday is backstage last Collision too. It's kind of a big deal too.
I might have to check because I think he might have lost that belt. I have to double check. I know Hammerstone lost his title.
I think people come out of MLW like those memes with like beards. Like, what year is it? Where am I?
Yeah, so I don't know where his current whereabouts or current contractual status is, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think Taya debuted on AEW when she was the MLW featherweight champion.
She did. That is correct.
So yeah, we'll see.
And I do believe Morrison had a title when he debuted too.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I think we got to split this up. There has to be something different.
There has to be. There's a younger person too in the family training right now, and then there are also older members from the tribal council that you could bring in, like they did when Roman got the lays on him right away. There's Rikishi you could bring in to start some stuff up, and there's other family members you could use. But I do believe that this, in some way, shape, or form, I do think Roman's going to win. This can go into what I do believe is going to be Survivor Series faction warfare, no war games. I'm almost positive that's not coming back. And this year, I think it's coming back. But this is going to be main eventing with your two versions of the bloodline. They're not going to drag it out like the two NWOs. I think Triple H has a better plan than that. And then I do believe, like we talked about in our chat, SummerSlam is going to be more traditional with factions. You're going to have the OC. You're going to have Judgment Day, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders. You're going to have some mixed tag matches. And I think that is going to be the theme of Survivor Series this year. Because Triple H is a stickler for old school stuff.
See, I like that better. I mean, the SummerSlams of SmackDown vs. Raw, I always thought it was cool, but when you do it every year and you also do the draft every year, that loyalty, I'll be your friend now, just that doesn't make sense to me. So now you're building these factions. That's a perfect time to have something like that. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. All right. The CEO is heading home right now from his meeting. So we got his thoughts in here. Knock, thanks for reading those off.
Yes, sir.
We got a comment in here. There he is. She's everything. He's just Eric. All right, what if The
Straight to
Rock's?
$1 billion.
Yeah, it is going to see that one goes to a billion. Fast X, not so much. That one straight to
Wouldn't have
video.
guessed that.
Yeah. All right. What if The Rock does return? What's he doing nowadays? Let's get into that right now. Last stuff we're going to talk about here: returns. And anything that you feel is going to be a big return. We got some people talking about Big E or some other people returning. Anything that you feel is going to happen at SummerSlam that's a
Yeah,
surprise.
these are huge rumors. Um, I've been seeing Big E a lot. I know he's moving well. As long as he gets cleared, that'd be really cool to see him come back and do something. If I was just fantasy booking, I'm looking at the card right now. If Big E returned and attacked Gunther, for example, that'd be kind of
Ooh.
interesting. Um, the big meaty man slapping beat. You don't get a bigger slapper than Gunther.
Nope.
So something like that. I've heard Kyrie saying, I kind of don't want to see her come back to WWE. I don't know what she would do there. It'd be cool to see her if she went to AW and fought some people there, or
Mhm.
keep doing what she's doing in Stardom. But Bray's been missing forever. If I had to pick who's most realistic, I think maybe Randy Orton. He's always in the news like, oh, he's working out, he's doing this and this.
Yep.
I think he could return here.
I agree. It sounds like he's not going to be able to do things like his RKO anymore. It's one of those things where people, their finishers kind of fuck them up later on in life. Sorry for the swearing, but
Yeah,
we'll see if anyone comes back for Cody next. I do believe it's Randy because Randy is obviously going to probably have one last big run in him this time, and I do believe he'd be a great part for Cody's story.
oh, that'd be
Um,
amazing.
we saw the other member of Legacy in the news this week. He will not be
Yeah,
returning for about 43 to 45 years for Cody's story. But Randy can come back and at least do something. He's a veteran, and WWE knows how to protect people. Cody knows how to protect people, and I think we could still see a good storyline.
that's true. Cody's very good in the ring, with, making things look good, but still protecting you. And it's really crazy to see how things have played out for the Legacy members. I really liked Legacy, the faction. Randy Orton being the head of that back in the day. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I remember Cody in an interview, one of these interviews, he said something like he was always like not like venomously, but he was jealous of Ted DiBiase Jr. because wrestling came so easy to him. He was just so athletic, and it was more of a struggle for him to learn and grab to it than it was for Ted. So to see how like things have diverged and played out, it's really insane to see the paths they've went.
Yeah, especially to his frustration going into the Stardust gimmick when backstage it seemed like Ted DiBiase was the one that Vince wanted to push. So to,
Exactly.
to have that almost like you're like the second son to your second dad kind of thing, it's gotta hurt, but then like feel good now in retrospect as we watch his documentary.
Yeah, it's really insane. So I think you're right. If you can get one more few, hey, I'd pick Cody to retire Randy.
Oh, that'd be good. It's got to be Cody or Edge.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, The Rock. Last thing on The Rock, he is the big rumor surprise. People are being like crazy about this online. It's either going to be coming for Grayson Waller or The Rock at the end of this. I don't think he is. He just donated $1 million, and he kind of like put the first foot forward to celebrities donating around $1 million to the fund of people going through the strike right now here in Hollywood. I do believe since they're not able to promote stuff, The Rock has nothing to promote, but I think he'll be seen as promoting himself and still getting a big payday because he will get a payday for this. I don't think because of that and the strike, he's going to show up.
It'd be so cool to see him return, man, especially in this spot. But I'll be damned if he returns to fight Grayson Waller when his family is feuding with each other.
It can't be Grayson Waller. That'll be Baron Corbin retiring Kurt Angle, in my opinion.
I even forgot that happened.
Yeah. Kurt Angle didn't. Wakes him up at night.
Yeah, a lot of things do. He said some comments that he didn't want to go to TNA. He would have been a bigger star. This is a lot, man. But yes, what you got to say?
No, that's about it. That's all I have. I don't have any big returns. I know Bray is kind of set to return. I just don't. Anyone that he comes back for in this slim down card, I think is too big for a Bray return right now because you're going to dilute someone with a push like Cody or returning Bray who needs to be handled very carefully after fading away after all the Uncle Howdy hype.
Yeah, it sucks. I think he returned about a year ago, maybe almost. And we
Yeah.
were so excited about like the little things he was doing and how different it was. Man, did that go nowhere?
I feel really bad. Oh, I was very happy with the effort that they put in, but
Yeah, I was really like, actually, you were the one getting me invested because I was like, man, you just catching every little thing.
there's a lot. There's a very good promotion put on by them, but it's just too bad that it reminded me of Cloverfield. The hype to the movie Cloverfield overshadowed Cloverfield because Cloverfield wasn't that good, but the
Yeah.
marketing was. We can talk about something random right here. Mr. Alport asked, "What are your thoughts on Triple H saying AEW is secondary?" This is kind of a bump up from saying T-shirt factory during that DX reunion or whatever that Raw episode was.
I just, for me, like I watched a little bit of the documentary, and it wasn't revisionist history, but it was a little bit him trying to play up. Obviously, Cody's W is going to play him up as opposed to like the lead. You're not going to mention them, not going to give them credit, and saying AW is secondary. Now you didn't mention their name. He doesn't ever want to say their name, but he said, "Oh,
No,
some secondary company." He didn't need to take that shot. He didn't need to say all that. But at the end of the day, what do you expect him to say? This is Triple H, the game. He's a competitor, and what all those battles with the NXT versus AEW when he was in charge. I'm not surprised he said this, and it doesn't surprise me or make me feel a certain way. He's Triple H.
that's true. I want to give credit to Tony Khan because he's a little messy online sometimes. He gave a very perfect response. He chose his words very carefully, and I think it was a very classy but firm stance on him supporting his talent and his company.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, listen, they're about to shatter numbers at Wembley Stadium, which is incredible. Um, so he could have said a lot, but
Yeah.
cross the finish line first, and then we're gonna see if he starts talking. If they sell out and make the highest gate ever in wrestling history, and it's a great show, oh, he's gonna be talking his talk.
Very interesting to see. It's going to be very exciting next few weeks. So we're going to be trying to come back with more material here and stuff like that. So let us know your thoughts on anything, especially in the comments if you're not watching live. NXT numbers are catching up to Dynamite numbers. Dynamite though was just below 900,000 again. So NXT's getting there, but it's not. But we'll see. I don't know. Triple H just wants his own Ted Turner.
Yeah, we'll see because we're gonna get into it. Definitely, I think an AEW All In predictions video will be in the works. I have a
Yes.
lot of exciting things to talk about with AEW, but SummerSlam is this week. We're very excited, man. Check it out Saturday. And
Saturday. Ooh, yeah. I love Saturday pay-per-views. Anything else you want to promote, Knock, or anything else you want to talk about before we head on out here?
No, that's it. I mean, again, keep it on the channel, man. We still got some videos coming for you guys. I think our second strike is about to be up soon, so that gives us even more freedom. We're very excited to really connect with you guys again. It's been a minute since we've all been talking together. I see Mr. All Power in here, Noob and Co. always jumping in. Air Percy, we really appreciate you guys sticking with us, man, through all this time. There's a lot of changes in our lives and the strikes, of course. So some ups and downs, but we hit the 1K, about to hit 2K. So we appreciate all the support and just thank you for sticking with West Coast Podcast, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We got some stuff coming up, setting up for the podcast coming back. So if there's topics you want us to talk about, we do, of course, wrestling and pop culture. So we'd love to hear from you. And like Knox said, we got some All In once that damn card is fleshed out,
Yeah.
3 weeks away. And then you have All Out, which I do believe CM Punk is going to defend his belt on. MJF will defend his on All In, then CM Punk All Out. And then they'll have a unification or whatever match at what's that next big one 2 weeks after that?
It's about Full Gear.
No. They have their big show at Arthur
Oh
Ashe.
no, sorry. New York City, Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah, I do believe
Grand
that'll
Slam.
be the culmination of CM Punk and MJF. So Tony Khan might have everything figured out more so than we thought.
Yeah, if Tony Khan starts booking, we get Omega, Punk, Punk, MJF again. You might start singing, man. This man might be on fire.
Yeah,
but we'll see. Get the house in order. We'll see what happens. AEW, WWE, wrestling is a good time to be a wrestling fan. Definitely keep up with the channel. I'll just put this out there. Last thing, if you guys know who can make a logo, hit us up. You can DM us straight on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Hit us an email. Let us know if you know anyone who makes good logo.
Yes, we're desperately wanting a new logo. So please hit us up. Anyone you know who does logos, we love it. All right. With that being said, this is SummerSlam in Detroit. I'm excited for this. This is gonna be a good card. I do like smaller cards. I do like Saturday night pay-per-views. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. Again, leave comments. We will talk to you all weekend long. And again, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, all that fun stuff. And of course, be excellent to each other, everyone. Take care.
Peace out, y'all.